Okay, nice. It's recording. So can you see? Okay, nice full screen. Okay, so today we are gonna do a negotiation based on the topic that is provided by our lecturer. My name is Jian. I'm the host for today's meeting, and uh, there's four members, there's five members including me. One is IDRIS, one is FAIZ, one is AHSAN, and one is ZULFADHLI. So I would like to start the meeting for explaining the topic for today's meeting, which is the internship for the Go Global is offering an internship for us for our group to be at this company for 3 months, and we have to discuss uh, based based on the selection we have and the options given. The requirements are said that we have a 2,000 ringgit salary for each month and free hostels room, and we have to select from eight cities that are already listed on the screen. So I would like to ask one of our members to initiate the discussion.
Okay. So for internship, like though we are having 2000 RM salary, so our best option, like from my side, it's at Tokyo. Because I choose Tokyo, maybe it's for their culture. They have such a beautiful culture. Even Tokyo is really welcome for foreigners, and it is the second most safest city in the world. One more thing I want to add, like their time management skill is really good compared to other cities.
Asan, I agree to your point. They have a very wonderful attitude. They treat other people very well. And most importantly, for me personally, I think Tokyo has the best transportation system in the whole world. Their their train system that which allows you to travel from one one point of Tokyo to another point of Tokyo within 30 minutes is very splendid. And do you think so, Isaac?
Yes, I agree with you. I personally would rank Tokyo as my first preferred country to do city actually to do our internship for Go Global, because as Asan said, it's a very welcoming city. It's it's a hot tourist destination, so it's considered an open tourist city, so that we would not be not comfortable. So because it's very welcoming. And then about they also have the world famous transportation, which is their train. Which it makes us it makes us easy to get about the town, and it's also an incredibly clean city. More than that, the city is also very safe. Consider it's very big in size. Nonetheless, they have also a lot of things to do due to their culture.
Yeah, I agree with the three of you. Like Izzat and Asan said about safest. Yeah, I interested in Japanese culture that that people said that if you accidentally leave your belongings behind, that the belongings are still gonna be there. No one will take it. No one will steal it from you, which is really impressive. So I really want to experience it firsthand to see their manners and such. So uh, talking about the culture is really really interesting, and it is Japanese is really popular for their culture, so I really want to experience it while when we do our internship. Don't you think, Zul?
Yes, I also agree with you. I think Tokyo has many beautiful tourist spots and also many types of meals and drinks.
So we can agree that everyone is picking Tokyo as their first choice city for their internship. Is it okay with everyone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone choose Tokyo.
Okay. Uh, next, I would like to initiate for the second best city, in my opinion. The second best city would be uh, not Taiwan. Sorry, it's Melbourne. From the chart, you can see that most of our members are thinking that the second best city is Berlin. The second best city is Berlin. Yes, you can see from the chart. Most of our members are from the points we gathered. The second best city would be Berlin, decided by our group. But for me, I think it's not better compared to Taiwan, which Taiwan has better and opportunities for jobs based on my course of study, which is electrical engineering. If possible, I would like to have uh, I would like to continue working after I finish my internship. That's why I picked Taiwan as my second choice. Would you agree with me, Izzat?
I would like to disagree due to my personal preferences. Actually, even though Taiwan has a great opportunity for engineering job and such, due to personal preferences, I prefer an environment which I feel comfortable around, which is uh, colder in temperature on average and much more greener. In my opinion, that's why I rank my second preferred city to do internship is in Melbourne. Melbourne, there's a lot of wildlife. When there's a lot of wildlife, means that the city is actually pretty green. Green means that you can see a lot of just wildlife hanging around the city. And then, other than that, Melbourne is actually regularly ranked the world's most livable city globally. You can actually see the ranking that Melbourne is one of the world's most livable city because of their infrastructure, their education, their environment, healthcare, and stability balance in overall. Would you agree with me?
I actually agree with Izzat's point about the what you say about just now, a green city, and also about the family. Other than green city, Melbourne also has snow-capped mountains, which here in Malaysia we don't have. So I really want to see it by my own eyes. So maybe if we able to go Melbourne while we do intern, we can see the ambience, the environment there, which is very different with our country, which is Malaysia, and also about and also Melbourne is also a very family and student friendly country, which is really speak welcoming to me. So talking about point about uh, work opportunity, I think uh, it is important to us whether, and also luck lah, and also luck if we can find job in Melbourne. So, what do you think about my points, Hassan or Mezul? Maybe.
Okay. I think for Melbourne, it's a great city to live, but the problem is the Melbourne's weather. At the during summer, the rather the unlike other cities, Melbourne is the most hottest city in Australia. So that's why I won't choose Melbourne. And still, there is another issue is in Melbourne. There is a racism issues in Melbourne. Like it's not for like it's like for foreigners. Whenever they visit some places, they must uh, they must like mm, they were attacked by the locals. Like I don't know why. Sometimes there is some case they were attacked by locals. I don't know. Actually, they don't like mainly Asians. But other than European country or Westerners, they like them, but they don't like Asians. So I won't choose Melbourne. And for Lehighton, Taiwan, yeah, it's a great opportunity for job sector. But the problem was Taiwan has a crime record. Around 20.1% crime is increasing every year in Taiwan. So I won't choose Taiwan because of that. And the other thing, Taiwan has a conflict with China that is increasing day by day. So cannot say about the safest. So for Berlin, why I choose Berlin, you can see that rather than other European cities, there are like mostly people speak in their own languages. But in Berlin, you can find that people are speaking in English. So it will be really comfortable for you. And Berlin has the mostly the industries are placing for Germany is in Berlin, so you can work there. And for Berlin, also the I think no problem with the racism and so other things. So I'll choose Berlin for second. And okay, Zulfadil.
Yes, I also agree with you and the others. I prefer to go to Melbourne because it's famous and it has a beautiful environment. I also prefer Berlin because it is a less country and one of the cheapest city in Europe.
So we can all agree that Melbourne and Berlin is two the top 5 countries that we are going to choose to go for an internship. Is that okay?
Yeah, we agree. It's
Yeah,
on
actually,
our top five.
Yeah.
if we keep
So
everything aside, like the Melbourne has a great opportunity for newcomers who want to enter the job sectors. So I think we can go with Melbourne if we
yeah,
think like this
even
way.
though I agree with Hassan, even though it does have a little bit of the racism issues, and it might be still worth a try to go to Melbourne and experience the environment there, just like Izzat and Faiz said. So I also agree with you that we should make Melbourne one of the top 5 cities that we will go for internship. So Melbourne will be our second choice, one of the choices in the 5 cities. What about Berlin? Is there anyone wanting to reject that Berlin would be one of the cities that we are going for internship?
I agree with Berlin being the one of the country that we are going to choose for our internship because it's overall it's a great city to go for internship. Other than it has a lot of job opportunities that we can consider after we finish internship is also consider it consider have a pretty low living cost which we can consider when we are going for internship is also like Asan say it has a lot of English speaker which we can be comfortable around when we are traveling abroad. Then is transportation system is also convenient for us.
Yeah, I do agree. It is a low cost living country, even though people usually think that European country is really too expensive to live in. But actually, Berlin is the most cheap, the least expensive to live in among the European country. That point I agree with. Is that, and also about work opportunity after internship, actually Berlin is growing city. Is grows really fast than the rest of the Germany. So means there will be a lot of job opportunity since they will looking for students looking for the students that have the experience, the knowledge to work with them. So I do agree with Izzat about that point also. And
I want to add one more thing. Like, if you see the other European countries, if you work in their countries, you have to pay taxes. But about the Berlin, you don't have to pay like that much taxes. The amount of taxes is very little. So that's the one of the plus point for Berlin also.
any point from Zone?
Yes, I agree with the others. I also prefer Berlin because it is one of the
Yeah,
cheapest city in West
I
Europe.
I see. So, from me, I also agree with all of you. That there's a lot of job opportunities that offer, and their reputation for engineering is very good in Germany, because Germany is the capital for Berlin is the capital for Germany, and Germany, they have a very nice history for in engineering, and I would also personally like to search for opportunities over there. So everyone can agree that Berlin will be one of the cities that we will pick for the top 5. Is it okay?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay. So for the next option, maybe we can look at Ottawa. Does anyone have any opinions on Ottawa that we can discuss?
Yeah.
Because may I sorry, because from my point of view, I can see that on the chart that most of you are agreeing with Ottawa being one of the top 5, but because my selection, I'm thinking that Ottawa is not actually a very good option to go, because based on, I like to determine stuff based on the jobs opportunities and the history record of their for engineering, which is not a very it's not good based on the standpoint for Ottawa, which is Canada. They don't have a good. Even though their people there is pretty friendly and all, uh, but I don't think I can find any opportunities working as an engineer in that country. What do you think about this? Anyone would like to elaborate?
Actually, for Canada, like in Ottawa, the mainly industries are for mechanical engineers. So if you are from mechanical engineers, then you can apply to Canada. Like Ottawa also has the base transportation system in Canada. Like it's not like Toronto. Toronto is the busiest city in the world, so you will find a lot of traffic over there, Toronto. But in Ottawa, it's less. The traffic is very less, and mostly it's the capital of Canada. So still, if you do any job in Ottawa, it's really convenient for you, and for living cost, it's really less rather than Toronto and Montreal. And after they finish your internship, you can apply for job also, and that is the procedure is really easy for Canada, and especially in Ottawa, you'll find more jobs scope. What do you think, Isa?
I partially agree with your opinion about. Well, I agree with you about the traffics and all that. Since it's not quite a busy city, for the traffic is not that clump, so we can. It's not well. Our movement is not restricted due to the traffic. And about the job opportunity, however, Toronto, Canada, even though it's in Ottawa, even though it offers quite some job opportunities, but compared to its neighboring cities such as Toronto, Toronto has a lot more career fields, in my opinion, to my knowledge, when compared to Ottawa, which makes my preference to go for internship there lower compared to other cities. And what do
Yeah,
you think, Faiz?
yeah, I do agree about the job opportunity since Canada is really known for their education system. So when the students there has really good results, so most likely they will be working there. Also, what do you think, sir?
Yes, I agree. This is because Canada is a very cool country and it has a good environment to stay in.
I
But
see. So
but in addition to the job opportunity, but I think it is still a good city to intern needs in intern a good city to intern because it is really safe country. So while we doing our internship, so we don't have to worry about crime there. Uh, that's all for my point. That's all. But I
I,
think it should be in top five also.
I see. Okay. So everyone agrees that Ottawa can be one of the top 5 cities.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let's discuss about Singapore. So anyone would like to initiate for Singapore?
For Singapore, maybe reasoning that we can consider that Singapore is really is a growing city, and it
Mhm.
is near for me. It is personal reasoning. When the country is near, the culture almost is similar. Singapore from Singapore originally in Malaysia. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, yeah,
so
we understand.
so the culture similar means that when we do internship, we might be not will be feel comfortable with someone that we someone who looks similar to us. So what other point that you can give about Singapore?
Um, so from my point of view, in let's say you can see from the chart, AHSAN has rated Singapore pretty high. Can you enlighten us? Tell us why does the Singapore is actually a good city for you
Okay.
to do? Yeah.
For me to choosing Singapore, like the main reason is their crime rate is almost zero, and it is the most safest country in the world. And from my childhood, I had a plan to like I will go to Singapore and I will do job there because of their nature of accepting the foreigners. Like you can find the 53% foreigners staying in Singapore from uh, staying in Singapore in 2020. So right now we can say the opportunities. If you are from the mechanical background or electrical background or software background, anything, you will find job there. If you have the proper knowledge about your sector, you can find the job over there. And though we are getting salaries for 2000 RM, and we are having the free hostel rooms, so it is really convenient for me to stay in Singapore and do my internship. And after that, if they like my job, my approach, they will offer me to stay for another 4 to 5 years. And I think their transportation system is also good, so we don't have to worry. And their weather is also similar to us. So yeah, that's why I choose Singapore really high compared to other cities.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I also picked Singapore as one of my top 5 cities in my list. Uh, anyone would like to elaborate or agree with Hassan for this?
I would like to agree with Faiz's point just now. When one of the important factor when we are going to choose an internship location is what we are hoping for to achieve from that experience. For example, if we want to immerse ourselves in the local language or the culture, we would want to consider destinations like of further destinations such as in Tokyo or Taiwan or London, since Singapore is relatively close to Malaysia, where most of us are here. So we are not going to gain as much as experience that we are hoping for when we are going for an internship, especially when we are given options to go abroad. And then I also agree with AHSAN's point that Singapore is a very developed city. We have a lot of job opportunities, and also the crime rate is nearly zero, and the transportation is pretty efficient for us to utilize.
Zul, do you agree with Izzat?
Yes, I also agree with the others.
I-
This is because Singapore is near to Malaysia and it also has a similar culture to Malaysia.
Okay, so we can agree that Singapore will be our last among the top 5 cities to go for internship.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree.
Okay.
Should we wrap up our?
Yes, we are going to wrap up our meeting. It's already around 23 minutes without including the introduction that just now. So I would like to wrap up this meeting that the top 5 cities that we have selected to be, the first one will be Tokyo, the second one would be Berlin, the third one would be Melbourne, the fourth would be Ottawa, and the fifth would be in Singapore.
Yeah,
Is
I
there
agree.
any objection on this the decision?
No,
No,
I agree.
Okay.
it's perfectly fine.
Okay, if that's all, then I would like to end this meeting for the negotiation to select the country that we go for internship. Thank you everyone for attending this meeting. Hope to see you guys again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.